complex than that. But, the evidence and the research is clear over and over and over again is those people that are moving and are active really, really have a high-firing brain and are able to make those quick decisions and healthy decisions, not only for themselves, but those people around them.
Agreed. Totally agree.
Perfect. Well, we're looking forward to having Samantha Pruitt in here. She had just great forethought and work ethic and dedication. She is the designer, the person who put the backbone, all the nuts and bolts together for this SLO Marathon, and that's what we're really talking about here today. When Ryan started this show, it was all about what's going on in this community and how can we participate together, not only as a community to rise up health, but as individuals setting goals for ourselves. We're going to see some elite athletes out there this Sunday, which will be just an absolute ton of fun to see people at a real top level running 26.2 miles. But we're also going to see some first-timers, and those are some of the inspirational stories. I know next week we're excited already about next week's show. We're going to get a couple inspirational stories on here, interviews we can get of folks that have competed maybe for the first time and made some just really tremendous strides in their health, as well as getting those top athletes back in here to talk about this course in comparison to some of the other courses.
Yeah, we have a very interesting topography here in San Luis. There is a lot of flat area, but there's also a lot of hills, so it's going to be it'll be exciting to see the route for the race and see where she's punishing them at.
Absolutely. They talk about rolling hills on this course, and I kind of had to chuckle to myself just yesterday when a patient said, geez, I think it's going to be hot for the race. It doesn't get hot in San Luis Obispo, folks. I lived in Dallas, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia. Running out there, it can get pretty blazing. But San Luis, I don't think it's going to be hot, especially when this thing gets kicking off at 6 a.m., Paul, on Sunday morning. You ever trained at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, actually I have. And you gotta love people when it's cold at 65 and hot at 82. I mean, there's a 17-degree span that they live their lives, and it's like, oh, it's 82 degrees outside. It's so uncomfortable. Oh, it's freezing. It's 65 out today. It's like, come on, people. You're talking to a guy from Michigan who was like, it was like 43 in the morning, high of like 90, and maybe back at night it drops like into the 60s. It's all over the place. You just have no idea.
You're right. The fluctuations are a lot less here on the Central Coast, and that's why we live here, and that's why we chose here. Guys, when we return to the show, it is a can't-miss opportunity. We get to talk down with the creator of this SLO Marathon, again, the person who put in the hard work behind the scenes, and hopefully you get a chance to just understand how difficult sometimes putting one of these events on, the amount of work that went into it, and how cherished it should be as just an awesome opportunity for this community. So we'll be back to Living the Run in just a few moments.
You're listening to Living the Run on ESPN Radio 1280 The Ticket. We're back with Living the Run.
Welcome back to Living the Run. I'm your new host, Rex Stevens, alongside your old co-host, former Olympian,
I'm old,
Paul Terek.
Let's say experience. Can we say experience?
Yes.
Thank you, old.
Aging.
I'm dealing with that problem, mentally. I don't need
Aging is relative, Paul. We are also alongside, fortunate to be with race director, innovator, creator of the SLO Marathon, first annual and hopefully many to come, Samantha Pruitt. Thanks so much for coming.
Yes, thanks for having me, gentlemen.
I always had a question about that, Rex. How can it be the first annual? Wouldn't it just be the first?
Inaugural.
Oh, the inaugural. Okay.
Yeah.
First inaugural.
Oh, I like that. So I didn't mean to call you out on that. I just always had that question.
Yeah. There were some marathons here 26 years ago, and we actually did a commemorative program for our athletes that each one will get their name is in there, but also it tells the history of the marathon in San Luis Obispo, so it's pretty cool.
Awesome. I guess the first question just simply has to be, why here, why now?
Why here, why now? Well, we've been working on this for years, actually, very challenged for the last couple of years, working hard towards this goal. So why now? Because the time has come. And all of our fruits are
you're tired of working on it, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to draw a chalk line here, draw a chalk line 26.2 miles later, and we're good to go.
The time is right. The marathon market is really solid. The running world is, it's doing well. And San Luis Obispo, who doesn't want to run in San Luis Obispo?
Well,
we got it going on.
I was just telling Paul before you came in, I had a patient that says, I don't know, it looks like it's going to be a little hot this weekend. And we kind of had a chuckle. 6 a.m. in San Luis Obispo, too hot?
Yeah, not so much. But everybody watched Boston. It was hot in Boston on Monday, and people were like panicking, oh my God, what's going to happen in San Luis Obispo? Not hot,
if you're going to run a marathon, you don't go, oh man, I'd really like it to be 65. 70 would be really nice. Oh, is it going to be 80? Kenyans run with no shoes on in like 130 degrees.
That's right.
And they're beating everybody else. It can't be that bad.
It won't be. It's going to be beautiful.
Well, now, is this true? Speaking of the Boston Marathon that just happened this last Monday, we're talking to Samantha Pruitt, creator of the first inaugural SLO Marathon here, April 22nd on Sunday. Dave McGivelry, am I saying that right? He's been doing 40 years directing that Boston Marathon there. He said that on race day, he should be the least busy person out on the course.
If he's done his job
right.
That's exactly right.
That is right. Interesting. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
So on
it's
race
all about
day,
having a good team. You know?
Absolutely. So on race day, what are the responsibilities for you? What are your expectations? Where will you be? Where can people see you?
Yeah. So most of my work, of course, will be done at that point too. It's been, lots of work up until that point, and then I basically we pull the trigger, and if everybody does what they're supposed to do, my job is very, very easy. So I'll be on the back of a motorcycle, literally riding the course all day long, and hoping to have a very few events go down that I'm required to be at to deal with. So
fantastic. Dave McGivelry also said, I believe that he said that about 6 weeks out, it's like conducting an orchestra and getting that thing ready for game day. Is 6 weeks out the busiest time? What is the busiest time for you guys?
It is. Yeah.
And why is it the busiest time?
Because that's when all of your planning comes to the table, and everything that you have in the pipeline in terms of all of your contracts and just all of the different things that you have putting together, all the puzzle pieces start coming together and coming to a head, so to speak. And now it's just a matter of making sure, everything's all that, I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and everybody knows what they need to do, and you have everything that's required. We literally have an army. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling what it takes to produce something like this, and how much hours and supplies. And you can only imagine. And that's the first year with 2,800 athletes.
So it's not just a piece of chalk on the ground and another piece of chalk and a stopwatch.
No.
So this isn't how it works here, huh?
No.
We're actually getting a real marathon out of this, huh?
This
is a legitimate, good marathon. I like what I hear.
We're getting a nationally recognized, and actually it's already bordering international recognition. We have athletes coming from other countries, from 27 other states, and this is the first year. So yeah, it's a USA Track and Field sanctioned event, and it's a Boston qualifier.
What
so
states
we're
aren't
legit.
making it? What states? Probably the fattest states
Seriously,
in the nation.
where
Probably
is
the fattest.
Alaska?
Michigan, where are you at? That's right. You're
Alabama, bring it. Yeah.
I think Mississippi wasn't that one of the ones?
Mississippi, I believe, and you had Colorado and Utah, I think, were some of the healthiest, and we've got marathons out there, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, they're everywhere in the United States now. But they don't look like San Luis Obispo.
Well, what makes San Luis Obispo's course unique here in comparison to some of the other courses? Again, you're listening to Samantha Pruitt, director of the first inaugural SLO Marathon coming April 22nd here on Living the Run on 1280 ESPN, The Ticket. What makes this course unique and special?
I would say the number one quality is just the pure beauty of what we have to offer here. So this is not a big city race. This is definitely a destination race. So we take everybody through the best of what San Luis Obispo has to offer. So the downtown here is, it's amazing. The heart of our city is beautiful, and they get to run through that. And then they get to run out into the Edna Valley, which is just, it's epic, really, between the rolling hills out there and the vistas. There's not much better than that. It's beautiful.
You keep talking the race up, and this goes back to the thing where we talked about this being the happiest place. Don't tell people these things. Don't tell people, because then you're going to get more and more and more entrants. And then it's going to be one of these big conglomerate marathons. I mean, good for the marathon, but bad for people that want to run. It should be a secret. A secret. Don't tell anybody.
What is this, a cult?
Yes. Yes.
We're all going to
Distance
get
running
tattoos.
is a cult. Distance running is a cult.
Paul
Yeah.
has big concerns about a clogged downtown, traffic on the
Yeah,
highway.
there's
you're
gonna
not
be
gonna have to worry about
55
that,
mile
darling.
an hour drivers in the left lane. It's going to be
No.
terrible. You're going to have to wait to get a sandwich.
Oh, please. First of all, the people that come from
terrible.
out of town stay in our hotels, they eat in our restaurants, they rent cars or they walk, or, we shuttle our athletes to the race. So, yeah, we're not going to be wreaking havoc on your town.
Oh, man.
We're being
I
good.
Hope so. I hope so. I hope not.
Talk a little bit about hopes and expectations for the race and expectations for the future for San Luis Obispo in this marathon.
Yeah, you bet. So we capped our half at 2,000 and it sold out, and our full at 800 and it sold out, and our 5K at 800 and it's almost sold out. So that's the first year, 3,600 athletes between our three races, and we anticipate